Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Alpha Life here. Now this episode is a special one because it's the first episode from a comment that we got in another video, especially saying that they wanted to know a little bit more about organization and how I keep my stuff up in sort of folders in my main hangar. So I thought that maybe I should just make a quick recap of the overview here and how I get it to look like this. So let's click on the three buttons, open overview settings, and in here we can go to history and hold on, we can reset all settings. Now, why would you want to do that? If you have done something you're not entirely sure of and you want to undo it, well, you can reset all settings. But I wanted to show you how I make my particular overview filters, including the scan filter. So we're going to be going to filters and we are going to deselect all. Now, what I'm going to want to do, particularly for this scan, for example, and this you can do with pretty much anything, is just to search around what I want. So, for example, probes, combat scanner probes, normal probes, introduction burst probes, sure. So, yeah, that we all want. What else? We want some entities, fighters, or NPCs. Well, no, I want ships. All the shapes. So this one, probably there is a better way to do this one, but I have always done it just like this. Maybe if I hold shift and no. So yeah, in shapes I'm going to want to click everything, absolutely everything, 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 everything. And this is going to allow us to get on the disk and absolutely every single other capture layer other than us. And yeah, we really do want to be able to get every capsuleer other than us in our scan alongside with scanner probes. Why did we get scanner probes again? Because when we are running, for example, combat sites or escalations in low sec or something like that, and we are being hunted down, we're going to be hunted down with combat scanner probes, and we want to be able to see that. And also, if we go into a wormhole, we want to see if there are other explorers there. So it's actually really, really useful. Next up, we're going to look for gates, for Stargate, Disrupted Gate, and Warp Gate. And we also want to go to stations. We're going to want stations. There you go. And that's it. That's pretty much all I use for my dscan. Since I already have one, I'm just going to save it. But yeah, and in this one that it went away, we're going to move it back to general. And for some reason it's got nothing. So let's go to general. And how do we get this one general back to the state it was? So for example, we're going to want to go to, well, first gates, Disrupted Gate, Start Gate, and Warp Gate. Let me just real quick go get myself some rich plagloclasse. Plagloclasse. I don't know how to spell that. But yeah. We can get all gates, NPC, mission NPC, and pirate NPC. And ships, yeah, definitely we want all the ships and the gates. Now, stations. Stations. Everything, entity, NPCs. Okay. Now, we want NPCs. Concord Custom Faction Navy. and entities. So let's see, for example, for our missions, every single one from the missions we definitely want. So that means that whenever we get into a mission, we are going to be able to just lock everything and not have to wonder, oh, why are they not on my overview? Oh, this mission is absolutely empty and it's absolutely full of people. And well, yeah. Okay, next. What is next? DD stuff. DD entities. Sure. And the sun. We definitely want a. Well, I like having a sun on my main overview just because if I'm in low sec belfrating or something like that, I have another thing to warp to because some systems are very, very empty. Let's see, asteroids, no, celestials, agents in space, nice. Uh, cargo container, well, no, this one, not necessary. Filament trace, yes, please. Uh, let's see. Moon, if you wanted moon or planets, I have a PI filter, so we're not going to be having planets there, but if you want some, it can be really, really nice. Mm, warp gate, wormhole, yes. And the wreck, no, because I have the Rex filter. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the overview. I'm gonna finish up mining here, get into the station, and go to the main part of the video. So now that we are back in the station, let's take a good look at our inventory and actually see how everything works here. Let's go to the item hangar, and as you can see, I have, well, a lot of stuff, but I also have these ones. These giant secure containers is what they are. They can be found in the market. Let's look at market details. And they are a little bit pricey outside of the main trade hubs, but in the main trade hubs, I think they are like 300,000 each. So, well, for me, they are really, really useful. And, well, you don't necessarily need them to be able to separate your items in your item hangar. You can also use filters, my filters, and you can make different filters. For example, uh, let's see, for assembled stuff, actually, that's a really, really good one. Is if it is assembled, then it will show. If not, it will not show. Let's see, is false. See this one on assembled everything. Let's click on it's true, and you can just go get yourself another sub filter to match all or to match any, and filter name, let's click assembled. Assembled. So we're going to save that one. Let's close this one, and you can make as many filters as you actually need to. So you can see assembled filter, and there we are with all of our giant secure containers. Now we are going to have various different filters here, and they are most of them going to be really, really useful. So, for example, we have the ammunition filter, which will show you basically all of your ammunition for those fittings. Assembled filter, the one we just made, or and materials. This one is really, really nice, especially if you're a miner or an industrialist. This one is really, really helpful. Ship modules for all of those fittings. If you're looking for something in particular, this is going to make your life a lot easier and a lot faster. Skill books, also really nice, really useful if you just bought skill books one time and are ready to inject them and don't know where they are. There you go. And valuable items. So, for example, uh, from price going up or from price going down, or you can get them just from a certain amount of price up or down from that. It's really good filter. So, what else are we going to be taking a good look at? Well, let's take a look at my folders here and give a little bit of an explanation for this one. So, in the first one, for example, I bought a 600 million stradias. So I made myself, because I want all of my ships to be paid for before I blow them up. I tend to make things like this only for the expensive ships. The cheap ships, I don't really care. But 600 million for Astradius, I think, is definitely worth of me doing this. And we are, well, I have already completed it, so I have already paid for the first Stradius, but I wanted to make another one for the second Stradius. So we are at 133 million for that one, and this means that everything that this Stradius has brought back in its cargo hold, and everything that it has made through combat sites and the D sites and exploration and all of that, it's all here put together in a big mass so that eventually I can move it and sell it and buy myself another two Stradius. For example, I have another one called Abyss, which means all of the blueprints and all of the loot that we have been getting from the Abyss, all of the filaments, all of the everything I keep here, except these metal scraps that shouldn't be here. They should be in trash. Trash, trash, trash. Destroy. Okay. So yeah, everything, all of our filaments, needle jack filaments, they are also here because they come from the Abyss, and that's how I am able to know where they go. This gun does not go here. And a few more building materials, which I should actually move on to industry, or the industry ones I should move on to here, because yeah, but this is really useful just to see what I've been making from Abyss, how everything has been going, what is the best, what do I get most of, and all of my blueprints so that I can just one day double click one of them and get ready to manufacture it. So as you can see, I have all of the materials for this for Diva, but I like checking the market. And with this one, we would lose 2 million ISK if we manufacture it, so not yet. Next, artillery. I like dividing my guns. So yes, because most of my characters, as you may have already seen, they are specialized in their empires. I like having artillery, missiles, and lasers subfolders, which means all of the ammunition from those empires and all of their guns and some stuff I might think about giving to my other alts are all here. And yeah, that's how I like dividing so that I don't have a shit ton of ammunition in my hangar and I mainly have only the ammunition that I actually do use. For example, these ones go to Abyss, thank you very much, and these go to Destroy. But yeah, let's move on to the destroy folder. So this one is full of all the stuff that I'm not going to use. I'm not going to sell because it's not worth anything. It mainly just uses space, but it has some material, so I'm going to reprocess all of this stuff to eventually destroy it. And I need to separate it from the hangar because there are some other stuff in the item hangar that I am going to want to destroy fairly soon enough. So yeah, destroy is for everything that I'm going to reprocess because I believe it's worth more. For example, these regulated guns. I have a lot of guns that are anode and model, and those are the ones that I mainly loot. But if I accidentally looted another one, I'm going to send it to here so that we can use those materials. Now, the folder of our actual guns that we actually currently use. This one is full of anode, modal, prototype Gauss guns, and the other one, which is compressed coil guns. So yeah, mainly prototypes, but this is really useful just knowing that I have most of my guns, most of the guns that I will need. As you can see, I have a lot of some of them, and it's really, really nice. I have another one for implants, whether I've been getting them from the loyalty point store or I have been buying them or I will use them if I get potted and I need to change pot and put all of my implants back on. I know that I have them here in the implant folder. For industry, I have mainly some building materials, all of my blueprints, and some of the stuff that I am going to be using for building. For example, all of the level 3 mission salvage, it's all here so that I can just manufacture straight out of here and not have a problem. Again, laser, the exact same as the artillery one. I like having stuff for my other characters so that I can contract it to them really easy and really fast and just have it all together. Mining, I mainly use for Well, these mining lasers, because in case I do lose one of my ventures that I have been using before, I just want to be able to fit it super fast. It's not the best to have it in a separate container, and it's a little bit of a waste. But, well, I'm going to be thinking whether I send this one back to the item hangar and use this giant secure container for something else. Missile, same story as with artillery and with lasers. Skill books, I have well, apparently I need to get some of these skill books from the filters. Let's see, skill books to my. That was the wrong one. Okay, so skill books. See why the filters are so useful? Now, okay, we're done. Skill books. So we have our skill books, whether we have been gaining them from the Air Career program or I have been buying them and I intend to either pass them along to another character or to use them with this character. Well, that's where this goes. Next, tags. This is a personal thing. I like collecting tags. You don't have to do this. Most of them aren't even that valuable. Some of them are very valuable. I recommend you sell them. They are honestly pretty useless, but yeah, I like collecting them. So yeah. The alpha life loot. So, for example, if you want to do an activity and you want to see how much it's been getting you back or how much it's actually making loot wise, you are going to set up one of these. So, this one was the one that I set up for the alpha life recordings. For that entire month, I used mainly this one, but as we have finished up that series, it's now empty and I need to give it new life and see what else am I going to do with it. Now, to sell are things that I am either going to want to sell to NPCs or just because I have too many and there's really no point in me having so many of them. I should just sell them or stuff that I am just not going to use. For example, this one, which is made for industry to manufacture drones that I am unlikely to manufacture. Well, mainly because they require Omega clone status to actually manufacture and quite a lot of skills from that state. So yeah, stuff I'm just not going to make. And valuables, the most valuable stuff that you actually are getting. Uh, yeah, mainly from the sites and stuff like that. Just I like keeping it all together so that I can eventually go ahead and sell it. Make a quick run to Jita or something like that. I have it separated so that I also don't accidentally sell it by mistake, and yeah, it's pretty useful. So as you can see, it's very nice, very easy to both keep your overview nice and tidy and the way you want it and actually get to it without any fear, and either using filters or using giant secure containers or using both the way I do for your item hangar. It's really nice, and of course your shapes, you're just gonna have them the way they are. It's really not that bad because you just open it and there they all are. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Please do let me know what other suggestions for videos you may have. I'm thinking about another long series like the ones we've been making, maybe on the road to Omega and what I do to try and earn a Plex. So yeah, please do let me know in the comments below what you would like to see next, and I will be working on it. Thank you also very much for watching. This has been the Alpha Life, and I will see you all in the next one.